Hey everybody, welcome to Froggy Socks. Now that I say it's financial advice, entertainment purposes only, not a financial advisor. Got a really good topic today, and that is the average share count per AMC shareholder. Got the Twitter Spaces call up, so we'll be hearing that too, and we're going to have a discussion about the data points I have. All right, what's up, everybody? What's good, Ami?
Chilling, bro. You called me home and just got my oatmeal, sitting in front of my computer. I'm good to go.
Nice. So, I don't know if everybody was here at the time it started, but the Twitter user of intellect started a program called #LogTheFloat. It was pretty well known through the community. It kind of fell off the radar lately, but he's come back out. Whoever the user is, they've come back out and they said they've completed their sample group, right? So I got his tweet up right now. User of intellect at user of intellect on Twitter, AMC #LogTheFloat. Data Project can now confirm that based on a large sample of about 20 million shares of AMC submitted by 10,000 investors, the median, the most accurate measure of central tendency in such cases, is 615 shares per retail investor. Data and model to publish soon. They're going to be coming out with that really soon. He goes further into it with his tweets talking about how they did it and everything. The way they did it, it was actually pretty smart. They did verify that people were actually holding shares. But the most important thing is that we did a less professional study on Twitter ourselves, probably about 6 months ago, where we ran multiple polls, multiple conversations, and we used Adam Aaron's talking points of 4 million retail apes that he's aware of, and that they held 100 shares each. Well, they didn't just sit right with us. So what we did was we ran a bunch of polls, and in a couple polls, we got, I don't know, 2,000 to 3,000 votes on it, which Twitter polls are not as accurate because anybody can say whatever they want. But the consensus was, yes, 500 shares average per retail investment AMC shareholder. So it's really interesting how those two data points, one study not so accurate, which was the ones we did with the Twitter polls, but we did use verified numbers from Adam Aaron next to user of intellect's sample group study, which is much more accurate, had more verification processes, etc. So the old Reddit DD, we're way over the float. Okay, now we have multiple data points. I wouldn't quite say proving, but very realistic data points that show that we are well over the float, which is really interesting. Because in the 2022 AMC Proxy Statement, which I have pulled up right here, very strange wording they put in it, but they talk directly about computer share and direct registration. They need this. Computer share ledgers their AMC shareholder retail investors and their institutional investors on a ledger. And that book goes to any meeting anytime AMC holds an earnings call or an annual meeting. And they need it to meet the quorum. Quorum is a required transact business at our annual meeting. You have to have so many stockholders there. They said this: as of close of business, April 21st, 2022, the latest practicable date before the filing of this proxy statement, there were 516,820,595 shares of common stock issued and outstanding, held by 10,498 registered holders. Now keep in mind that a registered holder could possibly mean, yes, Fidelity is a registered holder. All your shares are in Fidelity, therefore Fidelity showing millions of shares. But this is what you got to think about. If Adam Aaron knows there are 4 million retail investors in AMC, then how is it that there's only 10,498 registered shareholders? So right there's another data point. It's getting really interesting with the data that's coming out from AMC based on this DRS system and this computer share system. So on that, we have our samples and studies, which I've had multiple tweets showing what's going on, who voted, how it happened, and we got to 500 shares average. The old Reddit DD was calling for over 2 billion shares. Man, I don't know, maybe 8-9 months ago. Then we came to the same conclusion, and then User of Intellect's sample group they did, which again, they have all the numbers confirmed. They double checked everything. 10,000 investors with 20 million shares. It's pretty wild. So now we have multiple probable instances that we can go to the SEC with to show that AMC is not just over the float, but it's over the 140%, the 40% that the market makers are allowed to create extra over the float to short. So it's just super interesting why we're all still talking about other things and doing all these other things. We wanted a share count. We wanted a reconciled share count. We wanted all this stuff to go on, and it did. This is it. It's happening. We know 100% that we own more than 100 shares per AMC retail shareholder. And that's where the direct registration comes back in. If that's the case, if it's 615 shares per shareholder, let me get my calculator out and we'll do the minimum amount of shares that each shareholder would have to register. So, well, it would be 100. Adam Aaron said 4 million shareholders and each holding 100 shares each. So we can cut that down. We'll obviously never get the 4 million people in, but we can cut that down multiple times over to a very, very much smaller number that could be concentrated just between US, Canada, UK, and Germany. And that's really, really simple. Like, I just don't understand it. You know, some people too are DMing me saying, yeah, I DRS'd like 5,000 shares, or I had a couple people tell me they DRS 15,000 shares. There's people with massive amounts of shares that are DRSing, knowing exactly what I'm talking about. What's up, Jen? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Spence? What's happening?
I'm sitting here wondering why we're not logging the float. It's blowing my mind. That's what's happening with me.
I see.
Yep. Adam Aaron has come out multiple times, talked about computer share. It's on their damn website. I actually DM'd computer share and asked them if they would join a Twitter Spaces call sometime this month for a.
That would be good, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a one-on-one, so they can explain who and what they are, and then bring people up one at a time for a Q&A also.
So people can ask questions, right? Because there's, you know, I mean, people do have questions still about it. You know, like if I buy shares, you know, when it comes time to, you know, sell, right? Will I be able to sell right away? How long will that take?
And I made a video about that.
That's kind of one of the biggest concerns, I think, with a lot of people. But yeah, I mean, it would be great to get them into a space, you know, and ask them, you know, these kind of questions, you know, for sure.
Yeah. I made a video about computer share and direct registration yesterday. It's so much simpler than everybody's. I think when people don't understand what it is fully, they create instances of excuses which generate FUD. We'll call it misguided, inaccidental FUD, where people come up with these theories. They're like, oh, I won't be able to sell during the squeeze. Oh, well, Citadel owns it, or Citibank owns it, or whatever. It's all these excuses about not wanting to DR. And if you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. That's fine. But everybody keeps complaining about price action. We keep complaining about being ripped off and all this stuff. And there's one thing we can all do today to nip this in the butt. Go and sue the SEC for being implicate in a fraudulent market. And that's direct registration of our shares, which is extremely, extremely simple. I've done it. I've registered shares. I've bought shares from Computer Share. It's so easy. You don't even really have to set your own account up. You can go and buy shares from Computer Share today while the market's open. Put in your info. They'll send you receipts via text messages and email, and they will set your account up for you and then email you 3 days later with your login info. That's how simple it is. So I'm curious as to where all this hardcore FUD came out, especially the instance of Citadel being involved with ComputerShare. I want to say something that's very true. There's Citibank, Citadel, all these institutions are involved with ComputerShare. But here's the problem. It doesn't matter. You're playing in a market that Citadel owns right now regardless. The only benefit that you have of doing ComputerShare versus your broker is that ComputerShare cannot legally lend out your shares. They cannot lend them out to institutions that want to short them. That is 100% fact. So it's just really, really interesting. The main excuses, the main I'll say rebuttals I get is, oh well, we don't want people transferring shares right now. Adam Aaron's got a plan. ComputerShare is the registered transfer agent for AMC. Your shares are not going to be lost in the sauce somewhere or reset on your taxes or lent out to some different institution if you decide to transfer with ComputerShare. That is not going to affect Adam Aaron's plans whatsoever. If anything, the amount that he's talked about it and the amount of information that AMC has been putting out in their SEC filings and investor information to us, it's almost like they want us to do it. So I did a very good video yesterday on how to use ComputerShare. It's much easier than everybody thinks. Yeah, Puddles and Moose Stories on YouTube just said transfers take a couple days. It's easy peasy, and it is. If you call Fidelity, you say, hey, I want to direct register some of my shares of ComputerShare of AMC. They'll say, yeah, okay, let me look at it. And it's free. As long as all your shares are cleared, your transactions are cleared, Fidelity will do it for free for you. And they will automatically set up an account with ComputerShare. So, I mean, it really can't get any simpler. I think some of the FUD that has been generated in the community over DRS is specifically from hedgies or bad actors who do not want us doing this. Because the GME crowd is all fucking over it, man. They've got over 12 million shares registered. Their community is together on it. It's made a big impact, and I do believe the reason the GME cost to borrow is so high is because of the amount of shares that they have registered. So I'm going to keep ranting, but if anybody wants to come up to talk or has a question, please do. I'm just going to keep pumping out little bits of information while we do that. So,
sounds good, Spence. Yeah, anyone in the room that has questions about DRS or ComputerShare, please come on up.
And if you could, please tweet out the call so everybody sees it. This is, I got to say, after over 12 months, longer than that now, 12, 13, 14 months of this crap, we've been sitting here watching the stock go from 70 down to 10. And everybody keeps complaining and everybody keeps having excuses and YouTuber drama and blah, blah, blah. But we're not doing anything besides buying and holding and going to the movies. There's one other thing that everybody can do that is extremely simple. And that is direct registering 10 to 20% of your shares. And I'm telling you, it's going to make a big difference if this starts picking up across the community. Ooh, sorry, I had to get a drink. Text ends on YouTube. A lot of my YouTuber followers have been doing this too. ComputerShare is super easy. I have an account with them for some shares on my other long holding positions. That's awesome. Super Stonk too. That's right. Puddles and Moose Stories on YouTube. Super Stonk has awesome and thorough DD on this. Like I'm rehashing shit that's already been done. That's what's bugging me is we should have had this completed 6 months ago. It's something that's easy to hashtag. It's something to get easy to consolidate the movement. It's something that once you do it, say if you want to DRS 10 shares of your stock, if you're worried about it, if you're scared, and you DRS 5 shares of AMC, it's not going to crush your portfolio. Like, I don't know how many shares everybody owns, but if you own over 500 shares and you throw 5 shares into a DRS system to see how it operates, you're going to get a very clean, clear picture of what I'm talking about. You're going to feel a lot better about it. And all the FUD you've been hearing is just going to disappear overnight. So Brandon M on YouTube. Oh, it's Brandon. Yeah. He's on Twitter too, I think. Going to transfer 500 to computer share. Do I need to create a computer share account before I call Fidelity? No, you do not. All you need to do is call Fidelity, tell them you want to direct register shares through computer share of AMC. And what's going to happen is they're going to do that. Computer share already knows who you are. They're going to generate your account. Then you're going to start getting emails and text messages. And if you don't, you can call computer share and give them the transfer number that Fidelity should give you as your placement number. So if you have issues, if you're on Webull still, which I don't know why people would still be on Webull, because it's pure payment for order flow fuckery, but they're going to try to charge you like $175. So if that's the case, you're better off A, transferring your shares from Webull to Fidelity and then doing your computer share, or B, going directly to computer share. And I'll pull it up again real quick. It's super easy, but it's a little confusing when you first look at the web page, because it doesn't really tell you you can buy shares without an account. So we'll go straight to it for the YouTubers who are watching. So what you want to do is go to computershare.com/US, or you can click the link on the AMC Investor Relations site. It's right on there at the bottom. What you want to go is click log into Investor Center. Don't worry, it's not going to ask you to log in yet. It's going to pop up and you're going to see all this stuff. And this is where people get thrown off. Log in or register. You don't want to click either of those. What you want to do is click make a stock purchase in the bottom left-hand corner. You're going to get a screen. It's going to pull up your options to pick which company you want to buy. There's almost everything on there. You type in AMC Theaters, you get the icon, you click it. Then it's going to bring you in and tell you the cost to do so. New shareholders, one-time investment, $25, recurring, $10. It's going to cost you a transaction fee to buy these shares, but it is much cheaper than the $175 Webull is going to charge you. You click invest. The next thing you're going to see is how do you want to invest, recurring, one-time, or both. Click whatever you want. There's a minimum of $10, which I think is for me because I've already bought some through there. And you just put in $100, $200, $500, whatever you want, right? $500. Click next. Oh, withdrawal date. There we go. Monthly. Okay. One time, $500. Had it on recurring. Click next, and then it's going to bring you up to your information page. This page is where you're going to put all your information in. Your name, your address, your age, social, all that. You're going to put it in. You're going to click next. It's going to take you to your purchase screen, put in your credit card or debit card. Actually, I think it's only your bank information. You have to put your bank information on that. And then what's going to happen is your bank's going to be verified. You're going to get a text message and a email receipt showing that you've requested a purchase of computer share during market hours. They'll tell you when the shares are bought, and then 3 to 5 days later, they're going to email you and text you again saying, we've created your computer share account for you. Please come in and verify your information. When you go through it, it's going to be like a credit check thing where it's going to ask you your old addresses and stuff, like a loan thing. If you do it and it says you're wrong, they'll paper mail you a letter with your reservation code and with your verification code. So you'll still be able to log in 3 days later once you get that in the mail if your verification digitally don't work. And that's it. That's all you got to do to buy shares on computer share. What's up, Eric?
Yeah, Eric, go ahead. And by the way,
hey guys, it's weird you're talking about this, man. About an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, I just DRS'd 150 of my shares.
Nice.
You know, small amount, and it was super simple. I just had to call Fidelity, and then they, walked me right through it. I didn't really have to do nothing but a call. Now, setting up the account and everything, that'll just come later for me.
Yep.
When DRS gets a hold of me, or computer share rather. And I think it's the way to go. I mean, I'm starting to believe it. So, yeah.
Dude, 6 months ago, I was skeptical of it too. And I feel absolutely stupid now that I put it off for this long. Luckily, we got Swing Trader Mars in our little group. And he's been filling me in on this for over 6 months now because he's big into the GME crowd. So,
yeah, I went over to a GME Twitter space from Ape Radio. Actually, I went into the YouTube channel first, and then I went over there, and I started asking them a bunch of questions. Now, they were apprehensive right away, of course, but, that alleviated right away. And I started asking their opinions on it, and basically the whole GME community is pretty on it as far as DRSing goes and everything. And a lot of the guys, DRS all of them. Like, that's where they deal with their shares, all of them.
Yep.
So
you can place market orders during business days just like you would your broker. You can place limit orders, everything. They're in the business. The whole point of computer share is people used to get paper certificates of stock ownership. You guys remember that, correct? Paper certificates of stock ownership. Well, they got rid of that and they came up with computer share, and they did it because people would lose their stock. It's hard to transfer. It's hard to sell if you have a paper certificate, etc. Computer share is the digital version of holding a paper certificate of stock. It cannot be lent out to any other brokers. It can't be shorted. You own that stock. You have a control number for it. And Adam Aaron will specifically see it on their ledger every earnings call and every annual. So that's what it is. And after realizing all this, I was last night, I was laying in bed playing a video game, and I had a thought. The TD Ameritrade building that burned down, right? What if that happened not because there was these documents or that documents in there? What if all the old paper certificates that they had for stocks like Radio Shack and Blockbuster were stored in there? And if anybody ever found them, they would realize what was going on with Radio Shack and Blockbuster, and maybe even Toys R Us. That's the tinfoil hat down another path, but that's what I was thinking last night. So, but yeah,
it's been nagging at me too, Spence. It's kind of crazy you say that. It's been nagging at me too, man. The same shit, bro.
Yep. Your wife's boyfriend's on YouTube right now, and he asked, does it show how many shares total is DRS? It will not show you that individually, but Adam Aaron and AMC Theaters will see it when they request their book from Computer Share. And when we get to the point, and we might already be there. I don't know. They might already, I'm sure Adam Aaron knows that there's more shares out there than they've issued. I'm sure they know that. But without any set in stone document saying, yes, we've registered the entire float, and there's still billions of shares out there, they can't legally do anything. And that's what I think he's saying about they'll pounce when the time is right. They started coming out with computer share info. They started coming out with computer share registered holder numbers. He came out with 4 million shareholders with a 100 share average. He's been giving us these numbers the whole time. And so far, I will tell you, this past 2 months, I have a ton of people telling me they have been DRSing their shares. So I'm super interested to see the data that comes out in the next couple months about it. Yes, we very much probably own the entire float, your wife's boyfriend. I personally think we own the float probably once or twice over. Let's just say this. Let's say this. Just between me, Jen, and Eric, are you guys comfortable with saying how many shares you own generally?
I have no problem with it.
So I have 1,200 AMC shares.
1,148.
There you go. So there's 2 people well over 500. I mean, we could do this all day and have people up. What's up, Jen?
About 720.
There you go. So that's 3 out of 3. And I know we're in a concentrated space, but you really got to think about it. My mom owns 25 shares. My sister owns 100 shares. So those are people that are split off just in my personal circle, in my personal life. 2 of my friends own over 700 shares that I talk to on Facebook. And one of my buddies, who I think, former Marine, who I have a feeling he went to Ukraine. His Snap story's gotten kind of crazy. He's got like 5,000 shares. So it's just, we know what's out there. We know what's out there. The only thing holding us back right now is the fear, uncertainty, and doubt about what computer share is, about how to do it, how to direct register, and the overall general idea that if Citadel has anything to do with anything, it's going to be a disaster. Citadel already has everything to do with everything. They're literally coming into our Twitter Spaces calls. You know what I mean? They run the market. Citadel, Virtue, and Susquehanna are the market makers. You're not going to get around it. The only good thing is computer share has a legal fiduciary responsibility to directly record and register shares that we put in there to tell AMC as a company. And if they do it wrong, AMC can go back with legal action. And that's what I want to do. I want to arm Adam Aaron with a fucking cannon of legal action that he can fire off over the SEC, over the DTCC, and at these market makers that are destroying our company. Rant complete. So if anybody has any questions whatsoever on computer share or DRS, or the numbers on how we got to 500 minimum shares average per holder, come up, ask your question. If you have a rebuttal against what I'm saying, nobody's going to attack you. Please come up and rebuke, because if I'm wrong, I need to know that I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong. I'm like 99% sure, but nobody will attack you for having a different opinion. That's for sure. Brandon M, I just DRS 500 shares over Fidelity chat. Yeah, there you go. You can chat Fidelity and ask them to DRS your shares. That's a good question. Somebody asked me the other day if you can DRS your IRA shares. He says he has a total of 1,931 shares, most of which are in my IRA. I could only register from my individual account. Cool. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you for answering that question for me. Woo! Ms. Harris up in the chat. Right on. If you guys have anything else you want to talk about too, please feel free to come up and do it. We don't have to stay directly on topic the whole time. So I gotta go turn my AC on. It's getting hot in here.
Hey, Spence. Jen, I do have one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, so I think the biggest fear for most people is when they go to sell, what's the delay like? Or are they going to miss out on money if it drops and all that?
Yeah, so the buying period is a 3-day delay, but you can place your order as a market order the day of business. Like, obviously, you place it on a weekend, it's going to get taken care of Monday morning. But I did post a link. Let me find it again. On my Twitter that had the information directly from ComputerShare on buying and selling, the periods in between, what kind of orders you can place, and all that. Let me pull it up and I'll tell you guys the link. ComputerShare selling. Man, I tweet too much. It's too hard to find my own tweets. I'll pin it to the top. Let me find it here. All right.
Yeah, the way they explain it to me is that ComputerShare, they said, you can go online to do it. You can do a whole bunch of shit. But if you like call them or whatever, they got batch orders that they can sell them in, and they have market orders they can sell them in, or something like that, is my understanding.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take forever like everybody like makes it out to be.
Yeah, some people are trying to say like it takes 2 weeks. That is completely untrue.
Exactly. It's like almost as fast as if we just went on the computer, logged in, put in an order and sold. You know what I mean? It's pretty much they just do it, you know?
Yeah, they're gonna transfer. They're gonna process your trade just like a broker would. The thing is here's the deal. Like we said earlier, even if that was true, even if it did take 2 weeks, if you've DRS'd 10 to 20% of your shares, right? One, that's going to ensure people hold longer, which is going to theoretically be beneficial for squeeze prices, right? The longer you hold, the higher the demand goes, the higher the squeeze price could go. So in effect, DRSing shares is like an advanced form of diamond handing. Right. We'll call it so what's that damn metal? Oh, I just had a brain for it. Vibranium handed. That's what we'll call that shit. So you do that. But either way, if you only have to do 10% or 20% of your shares, right? You still have 80% of your shares in your account that you have access to sell anytime you want. But think about it. If people DRS and there is a 1 to 2 to 3 day period where you're trying to sell your shares, the squeeze is ineffectively going to last longer. You're going to have a better opportunity to get out between multiple platforms than you are just your one. But DRSing is going to help the demand stay high for the time being. And I don't think it's all going to squeeze at once. Last time we ran to 72, it was over like a 5 day period. So I know people when it was running to 72 who sold at 24 because they thought, oh no, I'm going to sell all at 24. If they would have had 10, 20 shares DRS'd, they'd have been like, oh man, I'm glad I have some shares left over. It's about diversifying your plan for your exit strategy. Actually, I should post the video in the top that I did. That's what I'll do. Like I said, too, if you're just joining the call, I've actually messaged ComputerShare and asked them if they could have a representative come to a space call with a one-on-one with co-host space call so they could explain exactly word for word what they do, how they do it, and then we can have one-on-one Q&A afterwards. They said they are asking the proper people to see who and when they can do it. So
Thanks, Spence.
yeah, man, no problem. Thanks for coming in.
I don't know how to do it.
What was that?
Oh, I have a meeting to attend right now, and I don't know how to drop down from.
Oh, I got you, man.
Or I guess I can just hang up.
So yeah, there we go. We have information. We have pretty verifiable, pretty good information saying we are well over 500 shares average per shareholder. And who even knows how many the average truly is? Like I said, User of Intellect is saying 615. Very good work on them for doing what they did. That was a long drawn out project they did, I think over 6 months. So absolutely amazing. Let's see. Jared C63. Sorry, I'm reading some of the chats. Froggy Styles in there. Let's go, Spence. You're the man. Let's get this money. We have the power. Yeah. Thank you. And you're right.
Hey guys, what is this I'm seeing here? SEC is to restrict PFOF this week.
What's up?
Something about like the SEC is restricting PFOF this week. There's like a space going on. I can't see the space. It's unavailable to me right now because somebody who's hosting it has me blocked. But what is that all about?
So the SEC came out and said that they're going to start changing the market. Unusual Whales came out with a tweet about it. It's very, very interesting. One of the main points that I saw was that the SEC is considering creating an auction house for orders. So it won't just be market makers going straight to your broker saying, hey, we'll pay you payment for order flow for these orders. I think what they're talking about, and this is me going a little further than what we know, but I think what they want to do is they want to take all retail orders, put them in an auction house. PFOF brokers can come in and bid on it. That way there's no conflict of interest of market makers going directly to brokers like Robinhood, which is a super good thing for retail.
Yeah, but still, it just seems shady as all hell, you know? Like, why can't our orders just not be payment for order flow and auctioned off?
Well, that's what's interesting. If they're doing the auction house, then the other thing that they said about it is it was an attempt to stop market makers from front running trades, right? Front running the market. So I'm curious as why they don't just ban payment for order flow altogether. I think right now, if they banned payment for order flow, our market makers would go completely broke. They have no liquidity. Citadel does not have liquidity. Virtue does not have liquidity. They're in deep shit. They're over leveraged. If they canceled payment for order flow now, I think it would cause a massive margin call across the board. So I'm guessing what Gary Gensler is thinking is create this auction house to at least try to trim the conflict of interest on market makers going directly to the brokers and playing favorites. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. But I think that's what they're talking about, Jen.
Hey Spence, have you seen this online petition, Rule 304A4?
I probably have. You want to just tell me again what it's about? I've signed so many petitions.
It just came out. They were looking to ban AMC and GME from the dark pool for 14 days.
Oh yeah,
Have you seen that?
I have seen that one. Yeah.
Oh.
The
How do we get that? How do we get that to go through?
that's something we've been talking about for over a year. Gary Gensler has the power to suspend dark pool trading today. If he did, we would squeeze out like nobody's business. The reason he's not is because the federal government, the SEC, the Treasury, the Fed board, the Congress, man, I'm telling you, they know everybody's broke. All the market makers are over leveraged. There's no liquidity in the market except for retail, and we're not moving. We're staying in our stocks. So they're in deep shit right now. This market is being held up by freaking old band-aids, man. So if I doubt Gary Gensler would ever come out and suspend dark pool trading.
I mean, if you're knowing that, what's the solution? If they know they can't, then how are we expecting them to ever do it?
The solution is the DRS. If we log
What
the
I'm saying is
float,
if they can't pay it out, you know, does it matter even if we DRS it and they have to? If they don't have the money for it, they don't have the money for it. What do we do?
that's where the DTCC insurance comes in. It's over $66 trillion. They actually hold the DTC and the DTCC are responsible for all this. If the market fails because they were mismanaging shares, they have an insurance policy of up to 66 trillion to pay out. So,
All right, it's open.
yeah.
That your fear or your explanation of what if they can't pay? No, that's exactly why nothing is moving, is because they'd have to pay and they know it.
Yep. That's true. That is totally true. I'm waiting for Citadel's next annual report to come out so I can tear that financial apart, because last year they had 65 billion in securities sold, not bought. Their book on that proxy said that they only had $5 billion above that. So in my mind, I'm guessing Citadel's probably at least 5x over levered minimum.
Well, that, and we know where we keep all their money, or should I say, our money, retirement money.
Yep. And that's what they're doing right now. They're playing this out. They're dragging us out because they're sitting here robbing people's pensions and 401ks and then trying to blame us for it. They're about to drain. Pensions and 401ks are already so low, I don't know if there's any money left to even take out of them. It's crazy what's happening right now.
I just want to interrupt you really quick, Spence, and let you know the Army sucks.
Yeah, it does. I don't fucking argue with you there, man. I loved it, but I hated it. First time I went to an Air Force base, I was like, man, I picked the wrong branch. What'd you think of Top Gun, Bo?
I loved it, man. I was gonna go back and see it again this coming weekend, and then I remembered that Jurassic Park is coming out, and I'm like, oh nope.
Oh yeah. Oh, I gotta see Jurassic Park in a couple days.
Yeah, man, the double feature is coming out Thursday.
Gotta go get my popcorn tin, baby.
Heck yeah! Did you get your tickets for that though?
Oh yeah.
I mean, or for the NFT?
Yep.
Yeah, me too.
My Top Gun NFT was Cougar's helmet, and it was purple, and I'm not really happy about it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
At least you got NFT.
See, Bo gets it. I get the washout helmet. It's perfect.
Yeah, Army.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Oh no, I'm a fake veteran. Lord Fed wanted everybody to know that. I forgot about that. I'm a fake veteran.
Oh yeah, I remember. He said that, didn't he?
My supposed military service.
And he's on welfare. You're on welfare.
Yeah, that too. Which, if you are, no.
Well, I mean, you do post a lot about Elizabeth Warren.
I do. I'm begging her to do something, man. I'll take her out to dinner if she blows this market up. I'll take one for the team.
What does she lead the financial service committee or whatever?
She's
Isn't
I
that
think-
Maxine Waters?
Maxine Waters is head of the financial service committee, but Bernie and Elizabeth Warren are one of the two big people in politics who are always going after corporate greed. And Cojones has worked with her a couple times, and her and Bernie came out absolutely on fire in a congressional setting maybe 3 months ago, and it was amazing. And I was like, yes, but it all just turned into lip service again. So
Well, that's the side of the politics, and that's what happens every time. It's like, oh, we can get some votes if we just say this.
yep, it sucks because all that really needs to happen is Congress come together, stop congressional trading. That obviously needs to happen. Somebody come out and say, why are retail trades going through dark pool and batch orders? Why? How much liquidity is locked up in the dark pool for AMC and GME right now? And they need to release it, and they need to let the stock squeeze so we get paid and we can stimulate this economy and get everybody back on their feet. Oh, Party Pete DJ Karaoke is on YouTube, and he's saying something interesting. Out of the 11,000 stocks or whatever is 14,000 stocks available to trade, the hedge fund lies manipulation. They're going to blame the little guy for the... Oh, absolutely. The hedge fund's already blaming us. We know that. Frank Nez just came out with a new article. Dude's awesome. Deserves an award, like a gold banana or something at the end of this. Today's AMC shares on loan have hit 181.85 million with a high short interest of 23.48%. And last time I checked, cost to borrow was over 12%. 100% utilization still.
Where in the shit are they getting these from?
They're not getting them from computer share.
I mean,
Satwinder Bra on YouTube.
There is 180 million available.
That's what I'm saying, man. We log the float. It's going to be a clear indicator for Adam Aaron legally to go after these guys, which he's probably already doing. I'm guessing he's already got something in the bag in regards to computer share. So once computer share logs the float, they're not going to let you log any more shares. They can't. They're going to say, we've already logged the float, so you have shares that don't exist legally.
Okay, so I'm trying to create an account right now, actually, on Computer Share. So I have to confirm. Wait, I have to confirm. I got it. Wait, what?
You do not have to create. Are you trying to buy shares?
No, I'm trying to register. I'm trying to like create an account.
You don't need to register. They'll do that
Oh.
for you.
Oh, okay.
Are you going to transfer shares or are you going to buy shares?
I was gonna just buy shares.
So what you want to do is go to the main Computer Share front page, right?
Yeah. Hang on, let me go back.
I'm going to do it right with you.
Spence said if you give him your 16-digit card number, he can help you out with that.
Yeah.
Just right here in the face call.
my,
in here.
My name is Debbie. I'll help you buy your shares.
Mm-hmm.
So go to the main page and click log into Investor Center, right?
Hang on a sec. I gotta start over again. Computer Share.
Did you try turning it off and turning it back on, ma'am?
Okay. So I'm there. Okay.
Okay. Go down to the bottom left after you click log into Investor Center, bottom left, and it's going to say make a stock purchase with a stonks arrow, right?
Wait, what? I'm not seeing that.
Okay. Are you on the very first?
Okay, I see it. Make a stock purchase.
Click it.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Now at the top, type in AMC.
Yep. Hang on. Okay.
Click it.
Click it.
Okay.
It's going to tell you the costs, right?
Yep.
Those are the costs that it's going to have you do for a one-time purchase for your first purchase, right?
Okay.
The next time you purchase, it'll only cost you $10 for your transaction. So you're going to click in the bottom right corner, invest now.
Okay. Just did.
My screen's still loading. Okay. You want to click, do you want to just do a one-time purchase?
For now, yeah. Yep.
Okay, click
Just
one time.
Okay.
It's going to be a minimum of $25. So put in
Sure.
however much you're going to put in.
Okay.
Once you have whatever in there over 25.
So wait, I'm kind of confused by that though. Okay, how much would you like your one-time investment to be? Shouldn't that be? What if I want to buy like one share? So.
But you got to do a minimum of $25. So you'll have to buy at least
Okay.
20. Just put in $25 or $50 like that.
Okay. Yep. Okay. All right. I'm gonna do 25 for now, just because again I'm new at this. And okay, so 25. Okay. So I click next.
Yep.
Okay, I see. Now I gotta register, I guess.
Yep.
Okay.
This registration page, when you're done and you process your transaction, they're going to take your info and set your account up for you. You're going to get a bunch of text messages and emails right away.
Okay.
So that'll probably take you 5 minutes to get all through that.
Okay, I'm gonna turn my mic off and I'm gonna finish the process.
Cool. After you're completed, you're going to get receipts via text messages and emails. And then what it's going to do is it's going to take a 3-day period to process your account information. They're going to send you another text and email saying your account has been created. Please verify. You're going to go in and do a verification process so you can log in and view your account. And that's it. That's all you got to do. That's if you're going to buy directly with Computer Share. I've been doing $100 a month with Computer Share for 2 months now. So 2-3 months plus the 200 shares I transferred directly from Fidelity. And that's literally how simple it is, you guys. I just explained it over a Twitter space call to someone. I mean, it took what, 3 minutes maybe? See what else is going on. I'm getting all kinds of DMs now. I gotta check them. Anybody else has any type of news or anything, or want to ask a question or say anything, just come on up.
The spread on GameStop right now is 61 cents.
Oh, wow. Okay, I got your DM one. Whoa. Well, Jay Brown's in there. Rafiki's in there. I think that title might be a little bit of clickbait. I'm not sure they're going to restrict payment for order flow. Let me do some internet searching.
I think they're talking about the proposal that got put up there on the sex website for comment.
Really? Oh. Well,
Yeah, I stayed in long enough just to see what they were, if it was what they were talking about. They didn't really kind of get into too much of it, so I didn't see anything that was proposed that was coming out. I think that's something that they were talking about with that one letter that they wanted to, I don't know, maybe suspend the dark pools for 14 days, if that's kind of where they were going with that. A couple of the things, and I sent Jen a couple other stuff, some other stuff too, but nothing worth running over there. I don't know at this point.
Hey, I'm now enrolled. Yay.
you're enrolled in computer share now, Jen?
I am now, yes. And I got my confirmation number.
Did your
Sweet.
fucking feet fall off?
No,
Did your eyes
they're
fall
still
out of
here.
your head? Did Ken Griffin
Almost.
come and spread mayo all over you?
I don't know. Maybe I should check. Okay. No, it's all good.
Wow.
Cool. Okay. Thank you for helping me out with that. It's
If-
a little confusing at first, so.
If you use computer share, Ken Griffin's going to come to your front door with a jug of mayo and he's going to lather you up.
Gross.
So, yesterday, articles came out saying SEC weighs sending retail stock orders to auctions for execution, right? I got the Bloomberg article out by Linda Bayode. I don't know how to say her name. I don't really care. The U.S. Security... What is it?
Beowulf.
Beowulf. It's a good.
That's
movie.
not actually what it is. It's just, yeah.
Lydia Beowulf. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is weighing changes to stock market rules that could force trading firms to directly compete to execute trades from retail investors. According to people familiar with the matter, a move by the SEC to press major wholesale brokers to win auctions for order by mom and pop investors would be a major change for the stock market. They say that while nothing's been announced, the chain is among those being considered by staff at Wall Street's main regulator. So they're talking about it at the SEC. They got to do a month-long review of regulations. Okay, specifically, almost exactly 1 year ago, SEC Chair Gensler said he'd asked the agency staff to examine best execution requirements, which is exactly what that senator was, or congressman, I think, was grilling Ken Griffin over a year ago after January 28th. So, a little bit of hopium. I don't know. If they do it, that would be a more competitive market, and market makers not going directly to our brokers would be a definite benefit. Unusual Whales just tweeted. Oh, God, here we go. This is why I'm not in crypto. Ken Griffin Citadel Securities is building a crypto trading arm with the help of Virtue and others. Virtue is another market maker that's short AMC. Gross.
Yeah, and he said he wasn't getting into crypto, remember?
He did, 100%. That's the perfect comment right here.
What a
MB
joke.
Liar, you a liar.
on Unusual's tweet. MB 741 Trey tweeted, "Oh, for fuck's sakes."
Was the user of intellect serious this thing, or were you just throwing a jab at me?
No, It was a very
That
serious
was serious.
movement.
Oh. As I started laughing as soon as you said, and then you said it twice. Sorry,
Nope.
Sorry.
He started this over he or her, whoever it is, they started this over 6 months ago and did a bunch of spaces calls on it and everything. And he got blowback from the community saying it was some kind of fraud scam because everybody still had PTSD over the Chad incident. But if I can get him to come on a space call, I'll try. What was that? One, did you say something? Sorry, I talked over you there. Fine, I don't want to hear you anyways.
Not many people do.
Oh, let's see what Bigum said. So Dave Lauer last week, according to Revolt the One on Twitter, who was responding to Bigum's, Dave Lauer on a space call last week, they were saying that Gary Gensler and company seemed really interested in what was presented to them, the Dave Lauer petition that was going on, which I think is what you were talking about earlier. And they appeared to be engaged. And the news of something coming out about an auction house and stuff like that is directly in line with what Dave Lauer was doing with Jay Brown, actually. So, okay. Does anyone else have any questions on computer share, direct registration, or the theory behind us owning average of 500 shares or more? No. Okay. Mario Alio on YouTube asks my thoughts on XRP. I think XRP is a horrendous dumpster fire. And I'm not touching any mainstream crypto while Ken Griffin is getting ready to be in the market. If you noticed, they just dumped crypto hard. And now Ken Griffin's coming out talking about teaming up with big other institutions to have a crypto branch. They're doing it on purpose. The only crypto that I'm going to buy in the future, the only one, is going to be the AMC crypto coin that comes directly, officially licensed from AMC Theaters. That's all I'm going to buy. Here's a question for everybody from D. Gordon. What's a good price to make a purchase of AMC at? $12 or will it go to $10? That's impossible to predict. Although I will tell you this week, I think you're probably going to see, we saw a dip Monday. They pumped it a little today to try to lure people into those $13 calls. I think it's going to land under $12.50 this week by Friday. So if I was going to buy, I would buy Friday evening, really late, or I would buy early Monday morning.
Disclaimer, whatever he says, it will do the opposite.
Yeah, exactly. But my personal opinion is anything under $15 for AMC Theaters is a freaking steal. That's my personal opinion. That's my investment plan. You got to think we're almost returned to profitability. I think we're probably going to hit it in Q2 the way Top Gun's going. It's got the lowest fall off of any movie in the past 3 years. So that's amazing. We got Jurassic World Dominion around the corner that still falls within Q2, I'm pretty sure. And then we have Credit Card coming out. We've got 3 years worth of popcorn. So the flood from the news is just absolutely fucking stupid. I've called a bunch of corn farmers too that I know on big corn farms in Michigan and whatnot. They're like, there's no fucking corn shortage. The Credit Card, and then we're supposed to have popcorn in retail grocery stores by the end of the year. Not to mention, if Highcroft does what Diane Garrett said they're going to do, which their Highcroft mine is being added to the Russell 3000 this month, which is bullish. All those institutions that follow that are going to have to buy shares of Highcroft. If Highcroft goes anywhere above $2, AMC, it's almost $100 million for them in assets on the book. If it goes to, I think if it goes to $10, they would have over $400 million. So super, super bullish situation going on with Highcroft Mine and AMC. And it's funny, Webull didn't show that Highcroft was joining the Russell 3000, but they decided to name 2 lithium companies that were also joining the same time as Highcroft. So that's kind of interesting too. Why hasn't GME split yet from sub hash the boss? The GME split, dividend split was approved, but I don't think they've worked out the details on how many shares people are actually going to get. I think that's to come. Let's see, where is Amazon today? Ooh.
I have a question. Okay, so I bought $25 worth, right? Okay, so how do I never created a login or whatever. How do I like log in now?
You're going to get another text and an email in like 3 days, and it's going to say your account has been registered. Please verify your information so you can log in.
Okay, yeah, because I was like, what the hell? So yeah, okay. And then when I tried to like have them send me, even though I didn't make a username, you know, they said they didn't have that email on file or on record or whatever. But now that makes sense. You probably said this while doing all this, but I wasn't like, I was trying to register and stuff. So okay.
While they're processing your order, they're going to take 3 days to set up your account because you're a first-time user. You will get another email and you will get another text message saying your account's been created. Please use this to log in and verify, and then you'll be able to see your information.
Okay, cool. Then I'll stay on the lookout for that email then. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. That's all I had, guys. It's real simple. I mean, I was a disbeliever 6 months ago. Same thing. I was sitting right where a lot of you guys are sitting, where I was like, man, I don't know about this DRS. I don't know computer share. And I even spoke out against it a little bit. And then I sat down and I said, wait a minute. You know, swing trade for Mars is a smart cat, man. He's been in the GME movement for a long time. This sounds right. I need to do my DD and I need to figure out what's going on. As the SEC commercial would say, I need to do my research. I did, and I found no problems with it whatsoever. I decided to register. And then not even 2 months later, Adam Aaron and AMC come out talking about registration numbers and little cryptic messages in their earnings calls. So I will tell you guys, my personal belief is if we want to end this, the way to do it is to direct register the float of AMC, which would take all 4 million apes, less than 10% to 20% of the shares they actually own, based on the information that we have from multiple studies showing we have over 500 shares average. So that's just my personal opinion on it, man. I really encourage everybody to go out there, call Computer Share. You can call them directly. They will pick up the phone and ask them how their process works. There's so much info out there on Super Stonks too that you can get. That go into a GME room and just say, I'm really curious about Computer Share. DM me, DM Swing Trade. It's out there, you guys. We have this huge community, this huge amount of people that are all gathered together that talk every day, and we always talk about how we're going to fix this and how can we legally do it without getting in trouble and what should we do. And I'm telling you, the one ticket that's on the table is probably the easiest thing that we've done this entire time, which is registering your shares, or at least 10 to 20% of them. So, but that's all I got. If you guys want a Coke and joke or whatever in the room, feel free. If not, I'll close it down after 3 minutes if nobody is going to talk.
Can you do the user of intellect thing like from Flaynan Stews?
Oh, God, I don't know if I can do his voice. Clay or the dude with the crazy eyebrows?
Pick one. Doesn't make a difference.
The crazy eyebrows wears the same shirt.
Hold on, I got to get really close to my camera. See if I can do this right. You guys will see this on YouTube. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Finance News. DRS your shares. User of intellect. It's so hard to do, man. That guy creeps me the fuck out. Oh, excuse me. Bad language. Sorry, Diva. Sorry, ma'am. Go ahead, Diva. What's up?
Okay, good morning, everyone. Praise Lord, God bless y'all, and all that good stuff. I have a couple questions in my DM. Okay, on the computer sharing, can you buy with your debit card?
From what I saw, I could only put my bank in. It's ACH, I think they call it. So you put your routing number and your bank account number in. I did not see an option to buy with my debit card.
Sorry, Spence. That
He's
question
right.
probably
I
was
just did
reference
it.
to me.
He's
Okay.
right. I just did it and went through it. You have to put a bank account, your routing and your bank account number. So
Yep.
I don't think debit card's the option.
Okay, and the next question they have, if you are not with a broker, can you still buy on computer share?
Yes. Any individual can buy shares from Computer You do not have to be a broker.
Yep. In fact, I just did it just like 10 minutes ago.
Yep.
So I
Okay,
went in there and I had to buy, and it's a minimum of $25.
so every time that they give the price on AMC, we should buy on computer share?
That's got to be your personal decision to do it. Me personally, I just set up a recurring transaction of $100 a month after I transferred 200 shares from my Fidelity account.
Okay, these are questions in my DM. So I thank you guys so much, and I will step down to listen. And I guess we'll see you, Spence, today when Froggy comes on, because we had a couple of questions for you yesterday. So I guess we'll see you. We missed you yesterday, but I guess I'm putting you on the spot. Sorry, Spence. But
It's all good.
I guess I'll see you, the one, Eric, Jen, all my good friends. Later on.
Yeah, I'll stop by. Is it 3:30 today? Oh, she just stepped on the listener. Okay.
She's bounced out on you.
Okay.
Thanks, Diva.
I'm thinking it is 3:30, but yeah, thanks, Diva. We'll see you there.
So for everybody in the call too, if you get in DMs asking what's going on, you can either point them to my YouTube page or you can tell them to come to Twitter and DM me personally. I will try to get through it and answer them. But they can go back and rewatch this entire space call on Twitter via sound, or they can go to YouTube and watch it on YouTube too. What's up, Mike?
Hey, what's up, Spence? How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Hey, Jen. Good. What's up, everybody? Hey,
Hey.
quick question for the DRS shares. So I have shares that I bought back in September 2020, around that time frame. Is it better that I get, or is it better that I transfer maybe like say 10% of those shares compared to buying more shares? I mean, buying more shares is always a good thing. Or just, like what's strategically, depending if you have it or not, right? Like I'm a person that has shares from 2020. I transfer those shares to DRS. Does that time frame of those shares matter more than buying more shares on computer share?
So if you transfer your shares, your 12-month tax bracket is still valid, right? You don't lose
Right.
that. It depends on what you want access to. Me personally, it's a personal investment decision. If it depends on your cost basis, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So like if you have shares that you bought June 30th and they're $50 a share, I would want access to sell those as quickly as possible if we started running. You know what I mean? I would want to get rid of those.
Right.
I would want to keep you want to sell your shares you're going to get the best tax position on first. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Okay. But and this is another question, because you mentioned it. I can actually pick, because I bought shares at $55, $45, $20. I could actually, correct me if I'm wrong, I can actually pick the shares that I want to transfer from that time frame.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Wow, that's amazing. Okay.
If you
That's
have
pretty cool.
Fidelity.
Okay. I do know with TD Ameritrade, I didn't do it yet, but the last time I spoke to those guys, they said TD Ameritrade is also free. And this was about 2 weeks ago. I had this conversation. They can transfer it for you for free. I know, which is pretty cool compared to Webull. They charge there's reasons for that. But all right, well, yeah, no, cool, man. Thanks for answering my questions. That's all I got.
No, good question, man. Thanks for coming up. Again, I
Hey.
want to go ahead.
So look, for everybody else that's listening down below, I just want to say that the one thing here is too, and I said this the other day, you know, Spence is not sitting here trying to cram something down your throat. He's giving you both sides of it so you get the choice to make it, and he's making it easy for you to understand. So if you get hit someplace else, you see somebody's trying to, oh, he's pushing it. No, because he's come on APE Radio and we've had a long discussion about it, which I appreciate and I've got a lot of respect for, because you actually stayed with us and you talked about it and you showed the positive and the negative on it, just like everything else. There's a positive and negative with everything else. So thank you for having this call here and explaining how to do it and just giving a little more insight on it all. I appreciate that, Spence. Thank you. Because a lot of people are just going to come. You know how some people are on the community. So again, as I've said in the past, anytime I've had a good conversation with Spence, we've always discussed back and forth on whatever, so you can make the right decision, what's going to benefit you. And, you know, so again, for providing all that, I appreciate that, bro. That's good stuff. That's good knowledge for everybody here. Thank you.
Thank you for giving me a spot on your APE Radio platform, man. It's been a good thing for the community overall. Yeah, guys, I'm not getting paid for any of this. I don't get super chats. I don't take donations. I don't get money from YouTube. I don't get money from Twitter. I'm invested in AMC and I go to the movies and I look all day on how we can make this thing more fair for retail investors. And I will tell you, after a year of listening to people argue, endless DD, crazy theories, the one solid, easy thing that we can do as retail investors is log the float on computer share. The tools are right in front of you to do it. Also, I got to say too, man, all the DMs I'm getting from people, they're still like, oh, Webull is trying to charge me for this and Webull that. You guys, Webull is a shit broker. They did the same crap that Robinhood did. They're not a good broker. They engage in payment for order flow. Webull is not a good broker to be on if you're in this play. It does not help the movement overall together. So try to get to a broker where you can pick to order your shares lit exchange. And you know what the beautiful thing about buying shares on a computer share is? Your order is going to go to a lit exchange. There's no payment for order flow. There's none of that junk. They're going to place a block order on the lit exchange. It's going to go through. You're going to have a direct registered share of AMC that's going to be written down in the American Multi-Cinema's ledger on every earnings call with your name next to it and every annual. So, I wanted to do a video where I this is going to get cut and snipped and chopped and somebody's going to attack me. I wanted to do a video where I sold a share of AMC from computer share, but then somebody's going to call me paper-handed. So what I decided to do is I'm going to try to get a computer share representative into a space call. They've DM'd me back. They said they got to check with the proper authorities at their company and see who they can get to do it. If they do, it's going to be a really big call. We're going to be able to ask them all the questions, how the process works, how the buying and selling works, what the benefits are, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll do a Q&A after. If I can't get him to do it, I'm going to call them and ask them a list of questions while I'm recording on YouTube so everybody can hear it firsthand. So that's all I got. If anybody has anything else, feel free.
That's great. I would love to see that happen. So yeah, let us know if you're back and, let's get something set up.
Okie dokie, I will.
Yeah. And hey, thank you for taking the time and walking me through it today.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. So it was pretty simple. And it definitely helped. And yeah. So
right on, guys. All right. Well, I'll catch you all later on Froggy Styles channel. I'm sure I'll see the one and Jen there and everybody else. So you guys have a great day, man. Thanks for coming.
There's Spence.
All right, everybody. Thank you for coming. Please, if you could, like, subscribe. Thank you for all the comments. I hope I got through as many questions as I could. Guys, man, it's not some wild conspiracy theory that Citadel's going to steal your shares out of ComputerShare. ComputerShare is the AMC transfer agent. You guys, Adam Aarons talked about it specifically. I'm going to continue to DRS shares from here on out. I'm not going to do the same thing for the next 12 months that we did this past 12 months. Not doing it. You guys do what you got to do to make your investments work for you and, protect your money the way that you see fit, and nobody can judge you for it. Thanks for coming. Please like and sub. Appreciate you all very much. Froggy Stonks out.